everybody, welcome back to NC Real Estate's YouTube channel. I am so excited you're here. This week I am going to be talking to you about where not to get your fees from and the importance of conflicts of interest. Okay, this subject is so important, and I'm not here to make friends by doing it because I have seen some awful advice going around in the industry and it's really made me angry because actually there's certain things that you guys need to know about what regulated firms do and what completely unregulated, not great firms are doing, and it is sickening. Actually, it makes me feel so bloody annoyed because it shouldn't be happening. But this is all about fees and conflicts of interest, and I think you should be educated on this so that you know how to choose the right people to act for you. And if people are getting this wrong, do not let them on your portfolio because there is no way that they can act for you in an impartial manner. And that's all you want. You want experts who act for you in a way that it means they only act for you. None of this other, oh yeah, but I'm giving you this advice and someone else this advice. No more. You need to know the truth and I am going to explain it to you. So let's jump straight in. And please, if you think that this is something that, oh, she's talking rubbish, go find a different firm. Honestly, we're not dealing with you either. We will not deal with people who do this. Honestly, we do things correctly, we're regulated for a reason, and we will not tolerate this. So if you think this is okay, once we've gone through the video, unsubscribe from my mailing list, get off my Facebook group, go. Honestly, that's how strongly I feel about this because we just won't deal with it. I feel like it's completely putting a bad atmosphere on the industry, and really, if you're in the property industry, act ethically, otherwise don't bother being in it at all. That is my advice. So, okay, rant over, let me tell you what's going on. So, there's been a big thing recently, and I found this by going through the buy-to-let property industry, that people are taking fees from two parties acting in the same transaction. That is called double dipping. If you are acting in a property transaction and say you are a property sourcer and you are taking fees from both the landlord and so the person who's selling the property and the person that's buying the property, you are acting in a conflict of interest and it is not okay. Why am I saying this? Because you should only be taking fees from the person you are acting for because you are acting for them. If you've entered into terms of engagement with somebody and you have told them that you are acting for them and you are trying to get them the best from the deal and you are taking fees from that person, you are acting for them. You can't then go and say exactly the same thing to another party because how can you act impartially? How can you act in the interest of your client? You can't. You at that point are just out for you by taking the most amount of fees. That's not okay. That really isn't. Because actually in the property industry, to have an ethical property industry and a profession that is really sustainable, the professionals within the industry have to be acting in the interest of their clients. And in doing that, they just take fees from their clients and they act with their clients. No taking fees from anybody else. And it's something I see far too often. People say to me, oh, my fee for buying this property for you is £3,000, £5,000, £7,000, whatever it is. Oh, and I'm also taking fees from the seller. All right then, jog on. We're not even going to get involved in that property because how can you act for me in a way that actually is impartial? How can you act for my best interests? You can't. You are literally out for yourself. As an RICS professional and as a regulated firm, we have to follow guidance by the RICS which says that we will not act in a conflict of interest. So we are not going to be acting for two parties in the same deal, and we're definitely not going to be taking fees from both parties. Because I believe that if I decide to act for a client, I'm going to be acting for that client, and I am going to be doing every single little thing in my power to do everything I can to make sure that that client gets the best from a property transaction. And this should be the same when you're acting for a buyer or a seller in a property transaction. If you are acting for a seller and you are taking fees from the seller, then you are trying to get the best price you possibly can. But if you are trying to act for a buyer and you're taking fees from the buyer, so the investor, then actually you are trying to get the lowest price you possibly can from a deal. It's not okay to be taking fees and being like, okay, well, it's just a set price, no negotiation. Not how the market works, unfortunately. You need to be making sure that you are acting for one or the other. Now, some people can get away with it and some people, yeah, it's fine, industry. It's not what is meant to happen in the industry, so don't allow it. You need to be making sure that if you're acting for someone, you are just solely acting for that party. And if you are a buyer or a seller or someone who is employing a property professional, you need to be making sure that the person you employ is acting solely for you. There's no intermediaries. There's nobody who is like, yeah, but I advise them also and I'm advising them. No, you want the person who acts in your best interest. Otherwise, what is the point? That is the biggest question. What is the point? If you haven't got someone acting in your best interest, don't employ them. Why would you? It's the same as going to a doctor's surgery and being like, and the doctor going, yeah, you could have this or you could have that, but go figure it out for yourself. Why would you go to that doctor when you could have a serious illness? You want your doctor to be giving you the best advice, and you want the same from your property professional. So, if you're a property professional, you take fees from the party you are acting from only. And if you are someone who is employing a property professional, you make sure that that professional is only taking fees from one party. That is it. And if they're not, report them to the property ombudsman or citizens advice. Do something about it, because you need that property professional to be acting for you. Now, if you're listening to the other podcasts that I've heard that say, oh, it's fine, you can act in the middle. Why? Why would you not just do things properly? Why would you not make your client want to trust you? Stop with the conflicts of interest. Stop with the double dipping. Let's make this industry an honest, really respectful place that really upholds high ethics and high morals. If you're only in it for the money, go and find a different industry. You've got to be in this to love the property profession, and you've got to be in this to serve the people that you are working for. Otherwise, what is the point? And that's the question I put out to you. So, this video has been a bit of a rant on my part, but I want to make sure that people are doing things correctly within the property industry. And you know what? These conflicts of interest stand throughout all the other major professions. Solicitors can't do it. Accountants can't do it. All the other big professions can't do this. So as being in the property profession, stop it. Like, let's make this industry a really, really awesome place to work. Let's look after our clients. Let's do fair, arm's length deals. Let's really make it an awesome place, because it is, and opportunity is rife. But you have to do things correctly and not be looking after yourself. If you're working in this industry, work for the people who also want to be in it and also want to be it great. So that's the end of this video, because I don't want to rant at you anymore, but I want you to go out there and make sure that you're making this industry a really awesome place. So only take fees from the client that you're acting for, and only pay fees to a property professional if they are going to act in your interest. If they cannot act impartially for you, and they are taking fees for other people, and they aren't acting in your best interest, don't hire them. Like, honestly, just don't do it, because it's not going to work out for the best for you in the long run, and you're going to get angry when you aren't getting the best service from these people. So make sure you're acting ethically. Act in your own best interest as well. Don't go to a cheap property professional who, you know, is happy to take fees from all other sides because they need the money to top up their salary. Do things correctly, do things properly. And if you are at any way kind of thinking, I don't know if this is right or wrong, come to me, ask me, I will help you. My email address is natasha@ncrealestate.co.uk. I want the best for you in this property industry, and I want to help you make sure that you are doing everything right, but also gaining the most from being a property investor and working in the industry. So again, if I can help you in any way, email me natasha@ncrealestate.co.uk or head on over to www.ncrealestate.co.uk, where you can get all other tips, tricks, hints, everything that I cover over there. I do property investment coaching, and I would love to get you on board if you're the right fit with us. So email me and ask me about it if you're stuck in any way. I run a firm that absolutely loves transformations, and we want to help you get the results you deserve. So do get in contact with us for that. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think about this video? Do you not mind conflicts of interest? Are you happy to employ someone who takes fees from both sides? Or has this made you wake up and think, oh no, I'm as angry as NC is about it. I'm not standing for this. I am going to make sure that I don't engage with this. Let me know in the comments section below, because I would love to hear from you. And if you have any questions, we answer them all on the podcast next week. So you can either email me or comment below, and we'll run through the answers in next week's podcast. Thank you very much for coming over and joining us today. I think halfway through that video, you probably saw my puppy, Summer. She's very cute. She's been running around this morning wanting to get involved as well. So that's from her. But thank you for coming over and joining me. I really love having you over here. And again, www.ncrealestate is the place. .co.uk is the place to be for all your property investment needs. I'll see you again next week.